We're standing here in room 2 on staircase 7. A beautifully lit room, beautifully situated room, which also holds one of my favourite hidden spaces in Oxford. It has a glorious set of 17th century wall painting hidden behind the existing panelling. We didn't know about this until the 1960s, when it was rediscovered during the process of rewiring this part of the college, when the panelling had to be removed to run the new wiring, and this full-length painted wall, painted to look like rich tapestry, was brought back to light for the first time since the early 18th century, when the panelling went in. What it depicts is a romantic landscape seen from a very high viewpoint. And in the centrepiece of the landscape is a wonderfully romantic castle. And there would have been birds and trees and flowers in the background. What it's doing is looking like tapestry. It's a more economical way of providing the kind of rich embellishment to a private space that tapestry would have provided for someone with deeper pockets than a college fellow. Just here, as I said, we can see the beautifully depicted castle, which forms the centrepiece of the story, as it were. And we see the continuation of the background into the aerial perspective, the blue distant hills, the blue remembered hills of the landscape. And it continued the full length of the wall. It also continued the full height of the wall. And when the panelling was restored after the rewiring was finished, obviously the paintings were covered up to protect them, but also these hinged doors were made in the panelling the full height of the wall, so that the paintings could be seen at any point that they were needed or desired. So it's a remarkable survival, and we're very grateful that Rector Oakeshott, who was rector at the time of its discovery, called in the leading expert on wall painting at the time in England, and had it surveyed, had it fully recorded and conservatively restored. So it wasn't repainted, it was restored sufficiently to stabilise it and then protected by the return of the panelling, which hides it but keeps it. This remarkable survival, however, is not the only painted room in Lincoln, and we can now have a chance to see some other hidden painted spaces in Chapel Quad. Here on the other side of Chapel Quad, on staircase 5, in what is now the chaplain's room and was formerly inhabited by Wesley when he was here, we have another example of this very distinctive large-scale landscape wall painting, with a distant view of landscape, a church in the background, and a little river in the foreground. But in this same space, there are examples of other kinds of wall painting genres. We have birds and foliage, as can be seen here, and in the room next door, representations of birds and foliage, not necessarily in this full landscape background, but represented as single objects. So we're standing now in the last room of our tour of painted rooms in the college. And it's the last one because it's the most recently acquired by the college. We only acquired this building on the High Street. We're in 118 High Street in the later 20th century. And this very interesting set of wall painting here was discovered in 1970 when the previous owners were remodelling the building. I hesitated slightly to call it wall painting because this isn't actually a wall painting. It is a wall that has been covered with painted boards. The construction of this decorative element here is made by a whole range of tongue and grooved wooden boards upon which the paint has been applied. So this is, as it were, painted panelling. So we bring together panelling and painting in one genre here. What's particularly striking, as I'm sure you can see from the images, is that this is very explicitly a form of wall painting that is making reference to fabric hanging. So we're looking at sort of fictive fabric treatment here. Across the top we have this very interesting tasselled frieze. You can see the little fringes and the little tassels hanging down from the border. And below we have this swirling pattern, a very two-dimensional pattern of flowers and foliage. So we're looking at a very different model, a very different imagining of wall decoration to those landscapes that we saw in some of the Lincoln rooms. It's been suggested by one historian that the particular linear style of this type of mural painting, compared to the more landscape style that we've seen in other rooms, might be a feature of the taste of the owner of the house, who was a goldsmith. And it's been suggested there's more of an engraver's type aesthetic in the linear patterning here. I'm not sure what we make of that, but it's an interesting thought. But certainly this was decorating an important room of a member of the urban aristocracy, as it were. This is the last of the rooms that we're looking at today, of these hidden historic rooms. And it's interesting just to reflect that not only have we seen a variety of styles of embellishment of interior spaces, but these decorations have been revealed to us by the process of modernisation. They have been revealed by electricians taking out panelling, or the general refurbishment of old buildings to modern uses in the later 20th century, which is an interesting reflection that it is through modernisation that the past is revealed to us.